By the roadside of a snowy mountain highway in Alti, Xinjiang, a stray dog was so hungry that it was gnawing on the snow. At the same time, a man and his wife were driving along, admiring the breathtaking mountain scenery and marveling at the grandeur of nature. That's when they spotted the stray dog by the road. The man immediately pulled over and took out some food for it. The dog was starving. The moment it got close to the man, it lowered its head and began devouring the food, gulping it down in big bites, letting out low, desperate yet satisfied whimpers. In no time, all the food in the man's hand was gone. But the dog was still not satisfied. It followed behind him, its eyes filled with longing. When the man met that gaze, his heart tightened instantly. He turned his head away, unable to look at the dog. His throat bobbed a few times, but no words came out. In that moment, panic crept into his chest. The pain of watching the dog go hungry, yet being powerless to truly help, pierced his heart like a thorn, sinking deep inside. The man looked around in the car and found there was nothing to eat. He didn't dare to look back at the dog. Then he slowly sat down in the car. The dog had no choice but to go back and lick the remaining mess on the ground. Later, the man returned to his home in Zhejiang. But during that time, he couldn't stop thinking about the stray dog. He kept picturing it struggling to survive in the freezing snow. So he made a decision to go back to Alti and bring the dog home. Some people said he was crazy, traveling thousands of miles back and forth just for one dog. The time and effort it took could have been enough to buy several pet dogs, but the man knew some things can never be measured by money. When encountering the traffic police, inform them that the car needs to be fully refueled and be careful. The snow scenery on both sides of the road remains so beautiful. And so, the man returned to Altai once again. He rented a car and sped along the familiar highway, heading straight to the place where he had seen the dog before. When that familiar figure appeared by the roadside again, his eyes instantly filled with tears. The dog was still there, quietly waiting, only thinner than last time. It was as if he knew the man would come back. There was no fear, just a calm gaze fixed on him, with a hint of hope hidden in those dark eyes. Seeing him again, the man was overwhelmed with emotion. He took out some food and fed the dog first. Watching him devour it, his eyes were full of heartbreak. "Come with me, I'll take you home. You'll never have to be cold or hungry again." He slowly reached out, ready to pick the dog up. At first, the dog shrank back slightly, a natural instinct of hesitation. But soon he seemed to sense the man's kindness and let his guard down completely, quietly staying still in the car. As the car slowly started moving, the dog stuck his head out the window, eyes wide open, looking at the land where he had wandered for so long. His heart was filled with mixed emotions, a trace of reluctance to leave behind his past life of wandering, a sense of attachment to this harsh, snowy land, but even more, a calm acceptance of the unknown journey ahead, and a quiet excitement for the warm new life waiting for him. He knew he would no longer have to eat snow to survive, and he finally had a place to belong. After that, the man took the dog to a pet hospital. For the first time, the dog experienced professional grooming. As the warm water poured over him, he felt uneasy, constantly trying to dodge away, his eyes full of nervousness. With the staff patiently comforting him, he gradually began to relax. Once all the dirt was washed away and his fur was dried, the dog looked completely refreshed. His once messy coat became soft and fluffy, and his eyes lit up again. But during the examination, the doctor discovered a tumor near the base of the dog's leg, which required surgery. However, the dog was far too weak at the moment. The man felt a deep ache in his heart and decided to take him back to Zhejiang first, to help him regain his strength before going through the operation. The journey back went smoothly. After the plane landed, the man drove to the airport cargo area. The staff carefully unloaded the dog's travel crate. As they were loading it into the car, the man was pleasantly surprised to find that the trunk fit the crate perfectly, as if even fate itself was paving the way for their reunion. So he gave the dog a beautiful name, Afu. When they arrived at the villa in the Tiantai Mountain Resort area, the man couldn't wait to open the crate. Afu poked his head out, curiously taking in this brand new world. He cautiously took a step forward, and then suddenly began running happily around the yard. The warm air brushed through his fur, and fresh scents filled his nose. As he ran, a goofy, joyful smile slowly spread across his face. The man's wife had already prepared a big pot of meat. Watching him devour the food, the man said gently, You'll never go hungry again. Next, the man took Afu out for a walk to help him get used to the surroundings. From his initial stiffness and nervousness, the dog gradually relaxed, he growing lighter and more carefree. The villa was nestled between mountains and water, rolling green hills in the distance, and a gently flowing stream nearby. When they came to the stepping stones across the creek, Afu was no longer afraid. He stepped firmly from one stone to another, crossing the stream with confidence, agile and brave. No longer the starving, freezing dog he once was in the snow. With the man's devoted care, Afu grew stronger day by day, and his spirit improved more and more. Even more amazingly, the tumor near the base of his leg slowly disappeared. The man cared for Afu with meticulous love. He personally prepared nutritious meals, combining fresh meat and vegetables, each one balanced and nourishing. Afu became the cherished treasure of the family, showered with love wherever he went. Soon after, the man took Afu to a pet shop for grooming. This time, Afu showed none of his earlier nervousness. He lay quietly on the grooming table, allowing the staff to wash and brush his fur, his eyes filled with enjoyment. He blinked from time to time, and a relaxed, contented smile slowly appeared on his face. After the grooming was finished, Afu's coat was fluffy and shiny, neatly brushed and well-kept, making him look even more handsome and lively. Now, Afu had already come to see the man as the one he trusted most. Every time the man returned home from a trip, Afu would immediately wag his tail and rush forward, throwing himself at the man's feet, his tail wagging non-stop, his eyes full of dependence and joy. If you like this man and AFU, please click to subscribe. During the winter solstice, the man took Afu back to the countryside to visit elders. Afu was especially well-behaved and deeply adored by them. He even leaned in, inviting them to pet him, bringing them great happiness. After returning to the Tiantai Mountain scenic area, the man took Afu on another trip up the mountain. The afternoon sunlight was gentle and bright, spreading across the rolling green hills and casting a golden glow over the lush leaves. Afu ran across the grass, playfully chasing little goats, basking in the warmth of happiness, creating one of the most heartwarming and beautiful scenes in the world.